So thank you, everybody. I appreciate you listening to me for a few minutes here. So I'd like to talk to you about the Salvation Army and the back to school supplies. So you probably know this, the shield shape, the Salvation Army, and one of our slogans is giving hope today. And our mission, the reason that we do things is to share the love of Jesus Christ, to meet human needs in our whatever we see around us, and to transform the communities that we live in. And then just our values, it's been divided into 4 sections. So hope, that we offer hope through the power of the gospel of Jesus Christ and the amazing love and kindness that God shows to us. I want to share with others as they want to listen. Service. We reach out to support others without any discrimination of what they look like or their faith background or anything. We just help anyone who needs help. And the dignity is that we believe that everybody is created in the image of God, created by God, and so we need to honor and respect everybody. We all have intrinsic value, every one of us on this call and everybody in the world, and we need to respect each other. And then the stewardship is about responsibly managing the gifts and donations that are entrusted to us, and to use it wisely and to pay for the things we need to, but most of it goes to the work in the community of helping people. So the history is that the Salvation Army started in London, in England, in 1865 by this couple here, William and Catherine Booth. And they were passionate about the poor on the streets of London. It was Victorian London, lots of urchins running around, alcoholic people, abandoned people, lots of illness. There was no health care. And so they really, the poor people couldn't get into church because church was for clean people. And so they took it all the other way around, and they took church to the streets, to the poor and the destitute, and they just loved them and cared for them and shared the good news with them. And then very quickly it spread around the world, and this is just a little map to show like in the early days, those dark red countries is how it started, and then there were different waves. Canada came next, and then all around. So on this map, only the gray colors do not have a Salvation Army ministry in it. Actually, Greenland does, I know, because there is work in the Greenland place, so that shouldn't be gray. Down. And then in Canada, Salvation Army came to Canada in 1882 into London, Ontario, and followed the same model of feeding people's bellies first, then helping them with medical care, if they had festering wounds or ticks or head lice or something, and baths and showers. And then after that, people are ready to listen to God's love for them and to respond to that. It's the largest non-governmental provider of social services in Canada. And I don't know the numbers for 2020, but in 2019, we served 2.1 million people in Canada. So there are lots of community churches across Canada, 285. And then on top of that, there are lots of social service centers like shelters and rehabilitation places and halfway houses for people in Canada. There are thousands of employees, of which I am one, and my husband also works at the warehouse down on Railside Road. That's his place of work. And even more thousands of volunteers and partners and people that work with us. And some of the things that I just picked 4 of them. There's many free meals given out. much assistance with food, clothing, and just all sorts of things that people need. There are 5,500 shelter beds provided each night. And also there's the Christmas toys and gifts that we help people with, and that's when you probably see a lot of the kettles around, so that's the visibility that we have then. And then in Richmond Hill, the Salvation Army started in 2001 at Richmond Hill Community Church. So we're a church of about 100 people, adults and children, and we've met in 2 different schools over the years. Right now we're online. We don't have a place to meet because of the pandemic. So we're just waiting to see what will happen once things open up again. Our ministry center is at 588 Edward Avenue. We used to be on Newkirk Road next to the food bank, but needed to move because they needed more space for the physical distancing last year. So we've moved to this space, and this is where we're working out of now. And some of the things that I do, I've been working here for about 10 years. It's a great privilege to receive people, hear their stories, and support them and help them in any way we can. Most of the time, a lot of the time, I'm listening to people's stories and just encouraging them and helping them to find a way ahead. Even if we can't help them, I always give them a referral to somebody or some way, something that they can go away and feel as if they were helped. We're doing a lot of emergency food hampers during the pandemic and deliveries to people's houses as well. The bed program is, we work with Charity Bed Program at Sleep Country and can help people get beds. Particularly a lot of immigrants need this service when they arrive. The Christmas toys and food drive, that's a huge thing we do from about October to December. It's a lot of ramping up, planning, and then delivering, and then closing down again. I've been looking after a lot of women in the community. We have a group called Take a Break on Wednesday mornings, every Wednesday. During the pandemic, we closed down and I was sending emails and calling people every week. And then last summer, when we could meet in parks, we did that. And then also this year, we're back in the park again. So at Crosby Park, every Wednesday morning at 10 o'clock, weather permitting. And we have about 100 ladies on the list who are connected to us. So they just love it. It's something to belong to, and they can just be themselves and talk, and we often have things to give them as well. So it's a great group. We also offer Exploring Christianity, and the Alpha course is very popular with just finding out more about faith. Community Garden is in Sussex Park Greenway. I don't know if any of you have walked past, but it's just thriving right now. It's full of all sorts of vegetables we're collecting, and it will be zucchinis and cucumbers and tomatoes and potatoes we gathered yesterday, and beets and spinach and lettuce and kale, all sorts of things. And we're able to give 1 bag a day to people in the community. And excuse me, I just need to shut the door here. Sorry about that. I do love the gardening. It's one of my passions. And we have about 20 volunteers that help, and we've got a group there every day, either in the morning or the evenings. And so please come and walk past if you'd like to and just chat with us. We have, for camps, we have a campsite at Jackson's Point at the south of Lake Simcoe. And again, with the pandemic, we've not been able to do overnight camps, but we've taken some kids and some women up for day trips, and they can use the facilities, and it's great fun for them. The winter coats is something that we work with the St. Vincent de Paul and the Lutheran Church, and provide winter coats for people. And last year, I believe it was about 500 coats that we were able to give out. And then the back to school supply. So this is something that grows every year. It started off very small. I remember the first year that I was in the role, people would come in and I'd take them around the room and they could just pick one or two things that they wanted. But now we get so many donations, it's wonderful. We can fill a bag, and depending on the age and grade of the child, we can give them what's appropriate for them. So our aim is to provide new backpacks, if possible, to give dignity to the children so that they aren't going back to school with last year's bag that looks worn out, or with pens that don't work. We're thinking there may be about 250 kids this year that we're supporting, and it's a great privilege. We also give a bag of snacks for their school lunches to start them off for the first week. And we're able to give the gently used items we give to the university kids, or to moms or dads that are doing English classes and need supplies. So our distribution dates are the last 2 weeks in August, just before school starts. And right now, actually, we have a load of volunteers in helping us sort and get ready so that we're ready to distribute on that day. And I've been doing online registrations so that we check that people, their files are up to date and they qualify and they're one of our clients, and then they can come and get the help that they need. And so how can you help us? Monetary gifts are very helpful, and then we can buy the supplies, or you can get the supplies yourself and bring it to us at our Place Avenue. The thing that we really need the most right now is high school backpacks. We only have a handful, and those bigger ones, the more sturdy ones, are the ones we're looking for. But also, paper, pens, the math sets, the graph paper, rulers, coloring pencils, all sorts of things is what we're looking to give out. So you could help us by holding a school supplies drive somewhere in your neighborhood or in your group, or promote what we're doing on your social media. So this is my contact. This is where I am, my email, my phone number, and I just appreciate you, all of you. It's great to see you today, and thank you so much, Marge, for this opportunity.